Curaçao, sky is blue and bright. Curaçao, party every night. Curaçao, sunny every day. Curaçao, greatest place to stay. What's the island? Super island. Curaçao!
Hello everybody. If you ever wanted to step right inside a postcard, this is where you start. Welcome to Curaçao, where Caribbean meets European charm with a splash of tech color. Right in front of us here is the legendary Queen Emma Bridge, a floating marvel that connects the historic neighborhoods of Punta and Atrabanda with the views of the skyline where candy-colored storefronts meet the dazzling blue harbor. You already know this island is unlike anywhere else in the world. There are a number of options for lodging here. There are hotels, resorts, but we decided to explore this island a different way. We rented this villa from Airbnb and got a car rental, which you saw just a second ago in the car bay. So this villa pretty much had everything that we needed. It has 3 bedrooms, kitchen and a dining area. And it also had this nice personal pool, so that was pretty cool. But Daaibooi Beach was also about 5 minutes away from the villa, so it was a very quick ride, and that's one of the first beaches we went to when we started our journey here. It's a very beautiful beach, and the good part is that there's no fee for parking. Most of the places on the island actually don't charge you for parking. There are only a couple of beaches we'll get to a little bit later in this video, but Daaibooi Beach had everything we needed. Really, there's even like a dining shop over here on the left, which we just saw a few seconds ago, and it has those nice huts, so you can actually rent one. At this time of the day, it was like, this time it was about $15 US to rent it for a day. It might change when you guys decide to come here, but that was great enough. And if you did feel like paying for the hut, you can just always stay to the left of the beach, and there was some nice shade there from the trees. But we were here for snorkeling, and the snorkeling here was amazing. If you ever been to those waters in Caribbean or the islands, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't, I would definitely encourage you to explore. So as soon as you walk in, get into the water, and it's like, it feels unreal. It feels like you're in a fish tank. There's different types of species here and different fish. You see the different marine life in here, and I think it's, it kind of makes you feel that you're kind of submerged into this beautiful nature. Now, one thing about Curaçao's water, they're about 80 degrees, so pretty warm. So that makes it very, a lot more enjoyable than in some other parts of the world when the water's a little colder. So you could really snorkel here for hours and enjoy the beauty. And here's the local fisherman. He's just waiting for fish. And it's funny, no matter what time we get here, we'll come to this beach during our stay, he will be here. Now, another good part about this Daaibooi Beach, this is a kayak and jet ski rentals. So if you decided to explore a different way, you could, but you could also take the clear boat tour, which was it's an amazing experience. Honestly, we have a different video on our channel about it, so if you wanted to check it out, it's there. But it's a good way to actually snorkel. So they take you to another spot, and you see some beautiful, amazing fish in the clear water. I mean, it's a remarkable experience. I would say if you have time, it's something you're into, I would definitely suggest doing it. Wow, look at those beautiful birds here. There's a lot of cool wildlife here. But we're gonna go to our next stop of the day today, and that's gonna be Hato Caves. Welcome to the legendary Hato Caves, formed underwater long before humans walked the earth. It's located pretty close to the airport, and it's a cool place to go, and we got greeted by a local habitat. So I don't know if they're happy to see us, or are they trying to say hello to us? I don't know, or maybe they asked us for some food, but we gotta proceed to this beautiful cave that actually formed under the water and was pushed up above sea level as the island shifted. Walking through them feels like you're stepping onto another planet. Now you can film in the most of the cave, so we're only going to give you a small portion where we're allowed to film, but I think it's a great way to explore the island and see something different because, you know, most of the people come here for snorkeling, the beaches and beautiful the water scenes. But you know, the cave's gonna give you a nice other perspective of the island. Plus, you know, the guides will tell you a very interesting story behind the cave. So, you know, I think if you're into, you know, into this type of adventures, then I think it'll be good to visit. And plus, you know, it's something you want to do just to take a break from the regular beach days. As you wander through the chambers, you're walking in the footsteps of history. Centuries ago, those very walls were provided shelter for island's indigenous Arawak people who left behind petroglyphs dating back to over 1,500 years. Later on, the caves offered secretive hideout for escaped slaves seeking freedom. Cool, mysterious, and rich with raw history, Hato Caves are absolutely must-see adventure on your next Caribbean vacation. Now, unlike many other caves we've been to, this one is not on the ground, so it's actually not going to be as cool in there as some of the other caves we have been to, which, you know, it'd be like 50 degrees year-round. It does get a little warm in here, so if you come in during the warmer months, I would definitely try to bring maybe a portable fan. There's plenty of fans inside the cave too to keep you cool, but it does get a little warm. I hope you guys are not too tired from walking through the Hato Cave, but we're gonna head out to Mambo Beach and we're gonna check out the shopping and snorkeling scene there. I mean, as soon as you walk in here, it definitely feels a little different. You know, it's more vibrant coastal hotspot, and I've heard it gets you know, there's a nightlife scene here at night too. So, but there's definitely plenty of places to eat here, and I like the Daaibooi beach we just went to. It's just a lot more. There's a lot more things here. So, you know, there's plenty of shops, restaurants, and different things here. The parking was free, but you do have to pay for the individual sunbed. We got there after 4 and nobody charged us, so I think if you get there in a certain time, it's free. But you know, I guess prime time will be during the day. But we're there to check out the snorkeling scene, so we'll see what that's all about. And wow, you see some beautiful different types of fish. So far between Daaibooi and Mambo, we saw some different marine life in here. And you know, the only thing about this beach is you do have to swim out to the reef to actually see the fish, because if you try to go close to the shore, you're not going to see anything. There's not much there. And there's a little bit of a swim that could be a little bit on the challenging side if you're not used to it, but it's definitely worth it. And if you work up some appetite after doing some snorkeling, there are plenty of places to eat here. So, and it wouldn't be a visit to Curaçao without seeing the Seru Largu National Park. That's where you get to see flamingos in their natural habitat. And believe me, they're beautiful. Now, of course, they're not guaranteed because, again, it's a natural habitat. So it all depends basically what time of year you're visiting. So, you know, I would definitely try to see, you know, if you can find some information. But we came here later during the day and there were still a bunch here. I think in the morning there are actually a lot more. I guess they're all, you know, searching for food or just hanging out. But it's just an amazing, you know, experience to actually see them in a natural habitat. I mean, that's something you don't get to experience in a lot of places. And another beach that we explored was Playa Piskado Beach. And this beach is famous for sea turtles. So, you know, you have great chances of seeing sea turtles in other places, but this beach, they're almost guaranteed. So the fishermen come from their boats and they throw the leftovers into the water, so the turtles come around mostly in the second half of the day or like later in the morning. There are plenty of places to shop. As I saw, there was a little bit of some vendors there. There's a snack bar here. So it does have some amenities for a smaller beach, because compared to the others we've been to, it's on the smaller side. But the biggest attraction, at least that's what we found on, you know, before we planned our visit, you get to see the turtles up and close, and boy, that information was correct. And of course, you see a lot of different beautiful fish around too. I mean, the snorkeling here, again, you see almost totally different fish in this beach than you see on the other beaches. Two other beaches that we've been to, Mambo and Daaibooi. So you know, it's a good way to. It's also you can go by the reef and enjoy some nice sea life. But we're mainly here for the turtles, so we're gonna see. We should be able to see some in a second. One thing to note is, so there will be on the left side by the dock. If you see a lot of people there, that's where the turtles are. And look at them. Wow, they're beautiful. And because, you know, like I said, they're not afraid of people. They come very close to you. I mean, I almost got hit by one. It was so funny. They almost crashed into me because it kept going. But oh my gosh, it's something you don't get to see in a lot of places, honestly. That's, I think first I hear about turtles coming up that close, and it's a remarkable experience. Look at them, wow. So just remember, you gotta go to the left by the dock over there. That's when those turtles are hanging out, and that's where you can observe them. I mean, we did spend quite a while of time here, even though like the video is probably on the shorter side, but we were able to see. And of course, you got the local birds here also looking for the fish leftovers. Now, Queen Juliana Bridge can take, for some people, a little while to get used to, because it's about 54.4 meters or 186.5 feet high above the canal here. So it is one of the tallest bridges in the Caribbean. But we're taking this bridge to go to the aquarium. So if you really, you want to get some more experience with the sea life, you can always go into the Curaçao Aquarium, and you get to see flamingos, and right in the, not in their natural habitat, but they're a lot closer to you, so you actually get more of the experience. And then you can always also take a picture and feed them. So I think it's a cool thing to kind of do. And then you have a lot of sea life that a lot of you probably see by snorkeling. But let's say if you don't like to snorkel, you don't want to, you can always come here and see it in the aquarium. Now there's a bunch of sharks here. There's a lot of different things to do here. So you could also, there's different ways to go. I think there was some underwater exploration tour or a boat here too, so you can do that. And you can also go into this kind of submarine. It's a ship. You go all the way down, and you get to see the fish that are swimming around here. So that could be a different way, like I say, if you like snorkeling, to explore the waters. So it costs about $20 a person at the time we're recording this video, so not expensive. And there's an awesome dolphin show, which we're gonna see in this part of it in a second. But they do some amazing tricks here and stunts. So right now they are training them. They're preparing for the show, so they try different things. Wow, it's amazing how each person gets very attached to their dolphin. Because we were told they train him independently, so there's one or two people assigned to each dolphin, and they become almost like best friends if you think about it. They probably spend so much time together training and learning. They're trying to teach him tricks, and I think at the end they have to start bonding. And wow, look at that! And they're doing some awesome stunts. I mean, that's amazing. It's amazing how they can do it in sync. Like, how do they train them like that? I mean, that's probably takes a lot of effort. Wow. Wow, look at that turn. Oh my gosh. I guess this is the part where the humans and dolphins perform together. Wow. I guess they're doing like some kind of a dance, I'm assuming. Look at that. Wow. That's so cool. They're dancing together. I mean, it probably takes so much patience to kind of, to learn them all, to help to teach them all this stuff. Wow, I think he picked her up, the dolphin. Wow. Oh, he threw her out of the water. Whew. It's such an amazing show. I mean, that's something I think anyone would enjoy. But we're off to one of the top 10 beaches in the world, Abao Beach. And that's one of the few beaches that you actually have to pay for parking, but it's certainly worth it. And I think it was like about $6 at this time when we were actually visiting, but it could change, of course. But as far as what we're told, all the umbrellas and sunbeds are free. The only things, word of caution, by the time we got there, we came there a little bit later in the morning, they were all taken. There was no spots, no sunbeds or no like places of the umbrellas or the beach huts, the huts. I mean, so we had to find a place by the cliff over there to actually get some shade. But you know, we're here for snorkeling. This was one of the hottest days because most of the trip we actually lucked out. But we're gonna try to do some snorkeling here and see what's available. And wow, look at this beautiful scene. I mean, this clear water, and again, I see a different fish that I saw at the other beaches. So I would say, if you come here, I would definitely suggest going to different beaches because you might see different fish and different species here. So I would highly suggest, like I said, renting a car and going to different places because you get to experience different environments. Because there's certain fish, I guess they only like to hang out in certain spots. But at this point, thank you so much for watching. We're gonna have another video about Willemstad coming out soon. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you in the next one.